So a follow-up to my last video, and this is Robbie G brought this up, and I agree with him on this, is that if you look at the economy, not in a financial sense, but in a structural sense, there's no major problems with it. There really isn't. I mean, you've got a huge labor force, you've got tons of productivity out there. We do have resources. If we use them properly, it wouldn't be a big deal. And things would go on just fine, but we don't allocate the resources properly, and we don't lax the regulation where it needs to be. And so it's like baked into the cake, you know? I mean, there are changes that we could make right now to stave off this entire thing. It would be hard. It would probably cause a massive depression, but it wouldn't cause an outright collapse. And that's the thing. It's like, even though the fundamental base economy, as in terms of worker bees, people that are going to work and producing things and food and all this stuff, even though that's intact, there's a giant sword of Damocles hanging over all of us, and that's debt. And they say, well, this needs to be paid on your backs. Well, why? Well, you know, because we got these banks, and just trust me, it needs to be paid, because if not, all hell will break loose. Well, that's what happened in 2008. It'll happen again. We're getting close. I mean, you're looking at the Eurozone right now. Banks are demanding money. Bonds must be paid. You know, I don't care about the life of the Greek people. That's not important to me. As long as they pay, they need to pay. And the collusion at the top is maddening. And I think only when they actually lose complete control. And it's going back to Raw Dog's video, where, you know, he says they're keeping everything alive, and they are, but it's the arrogance of humanity to think that we can keep it going forever in terms of the current financial system, where the economic fundamentals are so flawed, but the base economy fundamentals are okay. It's a giant vacuum cleaner. It just sucks out of the system, real productivity. So a faulty financial system is sucking real value out of the economy and not letting it filter through and go to where it needs to. And until that changes, we are on a straight road to just utter financial oblivion. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how you would change it. I really don't. You know, you'd have to literally throw every single scumbag out of Congress, every single leader around the world, and just clone like a bunch of Ron Paul-esque type people and put them in power and say, look, do the hard cuts, make it happen. But again, my optimism in that situation is not very optimistic. So until then, it's like, yeah, if you look at it from a baseline, it's like, well, why would the farmer just suddenly stop tilling the field? Well, you see, because the banking system's going to come and wreck everything, and dollars won't be able to buy oil anymore, so he won't be able to drive his tractor. It's not like the farmer's just going to say, I quit, I give up, I'll just let everyone starve. And that's where the financial economy, I mean, I hate to keep harping on this. The people that built the structure of this country, they saw this happen, and it happens every single time in history, man. This is what's so frustrating about it. You know, like the definition of insanity. Just keep banging your head against a wall, and when you keep getting a headache, bang it harder, and maybe that'll fix it. No. Absolutely amazing. And it's like, you know, Robbie G and Cosmos and all these guys, you know, they're in finance, so they think in financial terms, but at what point is it not okay anymore? At what point? So, like, right now you got, I don't know what the exact numbers are, but it's something like a very small portion of people control a lot of the wealth. How high should that go? And I posed this in a comment. Should it be, I don't know, like 100 people controlling 99.999% of the wealth? And, you know, the other 350 million people in this country controlling 0.001%? Is that okay? Should it go higher? Even higher? And at what point do we stop and look at the system and just say, Jesus Christ, what the hell are we doing?